When talking about absolute nonsense, I like to explain why I'm telling you absolute nonsense. No, actually, I just wanted to say, I don't know, give a handful of reasons why I started this channel. For all three to five people watching, definitely have some plans in the future. I want to redo my Tommy Robinson video. I want to sharpen that one up. I want to talk about, maybe I'll talk about feminism a little more, I'm not sure. But really I just wanted to explain, like, I really just started this channel to get this off my chest, so I don't have to fucking carry it around, you know. Just say what I think, get it out there in the world, talk about, you know, religion, free speech, traditional liberalism. Well, yeah, I should probably explain that too. I'm sure there's some confusion about what political side I'm on, so maybe I'll throw a couple pictures in right here, but no, I've always been pretty libertarian left. Haven't changed much at all. The rest of the world seems to have changed. But yeah, really, like I said, I just wanted to say, like, the entire reason I started doing videos like this was so my girlfriend didn't have to hear me bitching about it. I just had to get it out into the world. I had to say what I thought, and now that it's off my chest, I feel great, and I can move on with my life. But I still do have some interests in these sort of philosophical and political topics. There are certain things I still want to talk about. So I'll probably redo that Tommy Robinson video, and yeah, so a couple other plans I have. I'm gonna redo the Tommy Robinson video. I'm gonna talk about the disparities between demographics. Definitely gonna lean on Coleman Hughes a lot. He's done great research explaining the, you know, for one example, the wealth disparity between races. And also, like, the whole IQ debate when I get that. And I'm going to explain, hopefully, and, well, I'll probably just post him explaining, and then I'll do some cool shit behind it, some music or something. Him explaining that, that the entire disparity thing and is so overblown because, there's more differentiation within groups than between them. So, it shouldn't even be a fucking topic. Like, it should be a non-issue. And plus, if you were going to try to fix these disparities, then you would have to implement some racist-ass policies. And by the way, where's the wealth disparity between my white ass and Beyonce? Do I get some compensation for that? Nah, I don't think I do. Yeah. It's just my white male privilege, I guess. I don't know, what else? Speaker's Corner, Tim Pool, I don't know, I'm gonna do a handful of things, but, I've pretty much spoken my piece. I mean, fuck religion, fuck the far left, fuck the far right, but maybe I'll start doing something more just funny. I'll just start doing, like, comedy videos. I'll start doing, like, honk video, kind of like I Hypocrite. Maybe I'll do something somewhat similar, not to rip him off, but I just want to just mash up just the most ridiculous, stupid shit I can, and then put, like, counter arguments in there, like, you know, just a stupid ass person, and then throw in John Cena. Are you sure about that? Do something more lighthearted. But in the meantime, I do have one thing I wanted to read right quick. Right, smitty quick. Just because I was watching a documentary with Stephen Fry, Mr. Stephen Fry, and I wrote this a little bit right here that I think is relevant enough to me. So I'm watching a Stephen Fry documentary, and the clearest distinction comes to mind. Not the first time I've said this, but definitely raises the point again. Around 2010, I think the left and liberalism began to split in this way. Liberals want liberty, regardless of immutable characteristics, and lefties want equality between demographics. You see the difference? The priority for liberals was liberty and then egalitarianism. The left's priority was equality, liberty being an afterthought, if not an obstacle. This is the differentiation that fractured the left, and frankly, North Korea has equality, don't they? They are equally subjugated and starving. They do not have liberty. This is why liberty must be the highest value, followed by egalitarianism under the law. This was just the first teeter on the left's road to fucking up their priorities and losing a sense of what it once was. It's fascinating to see Stephen Fry, arguably the biggest gay writer, icon, and influence on culture since Oscar Wilde, and the way the left seems to have tethered around him. As far as I can tell, he hasn't changed politically. It was a decade ago he stood with Christopher Hitchens in a devastating debate for their Catholic opponents, but more recently he took a side against the PC narrative with Jordan B. Peterson. There is no better example of the left moving further left, not society moving farther right, than that debate. It was more an identitarian debacle, with both sides arguing past one another, surely both feeling that they had won, when clearly we all simply lost because nothing really got discussed honestly. But Fry did make the point very explicitly towards the end, when he tried to appeal to his fellow lefties, or those who would listen, when he said, "It is not the triumph of the right, but the catastrophic failure of the left. Fuck political correctness. Fight, resist, use democracy as it should be. Political correctness simply doesn't work." Call it an emotional appeal. I call it an appeal to sanity. It's obvious to me, and those like me, that the perceived rise of right-wing populism is a direct counter to the pendulum having swung far too left for far too long. And yet my left-wing friends want to double down rather than find a sane center again. It's only going to make the inevitable swing back that much more egregious. And when that happens, don't say I didn't warn you, and don't call Stephen Fry a traitor. He was your best ally, and you chose not to listen. I don't know, and that's my thoughts. And then after I wrote that short bit, I just had to share what I guess Fry would call the paradox of liberalism. He says, the strange paradox that liberals are illiberal in their demand for liberty. They are exclusive in their demand for inclusivity. They are homogeneous in their demand for heterogeneity. He said that at some point in that debate, but I don't know. I love that bit, and I don't know, I think Stephen Fry is great, and I was watching that documentary, and I had to write that just because it was on my mind, and had to get that off my chest, and now I have. But, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. Miniature channel update for all three of you.